The following is a presentation of the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. Student-led, student-centered, student-serving.
Welcome into Mountain View, home of the Mountain View Cougars. I'm Ian MacHendrie. Alongside me is Mason Shafronic. We are back here tonight here on the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. Mason, how are we doing tonight?
Yes, sir. We're doing great. First broadcast back from spring break. I guess we had tennis. Our first broadcast back from spring break.
Yeah, we're back. We're
lovely to be back in the booth.
It is. It's more of a chilly. It's a chillier day out today.
It is definitely a little cold. You might see the players are. You might not see a whole lot of skin out here tonight.
It's. Yeah, a lot of long sleeves. And
yeah. A lot of covering garments.
Yeah. It's just one of those colder days, and it's surprising because it's the start of spring. Which is strange.
Last week we were in like 70, 80 degree weather,
and now we're here, and
I think we're clocking
like
in at
40
degrees.
It's not very warm out.
42 right now on the old thermometer.
It was a little hefty drive here.
A little bit.
Not too
bad. Took it like a
half hour.
I mean, it's like half an hour, but our bus driver took about 45 minutes.
We had to stop and get some food.
Yeah, we got some food.
There's some time in between that, but
it's good to be out here.
It's fun. We're back. First soccer broadcast since spring break. We didn't get to really see our team since that 4-0 loss against Longmont. But coming out of spring break, the Thursday out of spring break, they went into it. They hosted Northridge, and they got their first draw of the year. So far, since spring break, they haven't lost a game.
No.
They haven't lost a game.
We are flawless.
A 1-1 draw to Northridge, sorry. Now we're here in Mountain View, and then they have Greeley West after that Thursday, and we'll be there.
We will.
It's going to be at home. We
will
will be
both.
there.
Well, we're going to send it down to the sideline. Meet our third member of the team, Carly Evans. Carly.
Thank you so much, y'all. So kind of talking to this team beforehand, one of the things that they sort of mentioned was the fact that even though they're sitting at 1-4-1 on the season, they're really optimistic with all of their varsity players back. Unfortunately, Liana Molina is out this game and probably for the near future, which is unfortunate for her and definitely kind of a season-ruining thing. But, they're highly optimistic and looking forward to playing in this game, talking to them. They're a lot more psyched for this game than they were the last one that we broadcasted. So curious to see what they'll make of having all of their, varsity players back. And, yeah, we'll see. Sending it back up to you guys.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Carly.
As we are back up here in the booth, Mason, let's take a look at your keys to success for tonight's match against Mountain View here, against the 4-1 Mountain View.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough matchup here, but they just got to work on the improved ball movement. We've seen in the second broadcast that we did on the road at Longmont, it was like kind of a shaky start and just trying to force passes that shouldn't be forced.
Yeah,
but
you talked about like the shaky start. We were kind of leaky too. We didn't really have the perfect communication that we needed to win that game, and Longmont showed us up. It was their home. They showed us up. They were ready to go. We were not.
And we might be getting ready for the national anthem here.
Yeah, possibly here in a moment.
Not really sure. Our setup here is not the most ideal. It actually looks good on your guys' side, but
for us, it's kind of
a little funky for us.
It's a smaller setup for us. We're not, we're closer to the field than we usually are,
yes.
Which is really, really interesting.
Yes, your guys' vantage point's the highest thing around.
As we will send it down to the field for the national anthem. as we are back up here in the booth after that, as we can pop your keys back up there, Mason, and finish that off for
I'm
you.
going to comment, what an anthem.
That was
great
a great
anthem.
That was a student rendition,
Yeah,
too.
shout out to her.
She did really, really
We'll
good.
get our starting lineups. We'll keep her going here. Second one, we were kind of talking earlier before we left. We just have to utilize set pieces, just making the most out of free kicks, corners, and throw-ins. They're just too good of scoring opportunities. And
To let to go to waste.
yeah.
And like you said, set piece, we talk about those a lot in the games that we broadcast. We see a lot where they're, they get those throw-in opportunities, and we're just not able to capitalize on any of them. And then we don't really capitalize on the corner kicks as well, which we really, really need to start figuring out how to get going.
Very much so. Going into 3 is I didn't really know how to phrase this, but we gotta be a 360-foot team here. We gotta play down to their goal line all the way back to ours. We gotta be pressing high into their zone, but also swinging low to get back and help our goalie. We were kind of talking, like trying to narrow it down to 3. And I think our fourth one, that if we had 4, we would have put it at we can't leave our goalie out to dry.
Yeah, we can't leave Briggs out to dry like we have the last few games. And, Mountain View, they're a team that is 4-1 on the season. They are definitely dominant. And we really struggle defensively against teams that are, stronger on the attack, which we've seen from Mountain View.
Yeah.
And they are definitely going to be the heavier team. The only game that they've lost this season, they've lost 6-0.
Whoa.
So it was a bigger loss for them there. But
that also could have been a kind of an off day for them, and I expect to see Mountain View come out flying. They're gonna be buzzing, especially we're on their home field. I mean, we're playing at their school too. When we played at Longmont, it was
not.
I guess it was at their field.
Yeah.
It was Longmont at Longmont High.
It was Longmont High.
But
yeah.
I don't know, football does not play here.
No, they all have their own little area.
Yeah, but this is, I think they're chucking candy. Kind of a side note, but
I don't. Yeah, it
this
is
is
definitely
sweet.
candy. I want some candy.
Yeah. Chuck the boys up in the booth some.
Talking about Mountain View, they came out of spring break with a win, so they had a great start. They won that against Fort Morgan 4-1. So their only loss this season is Windsor, and they lost that game 6-0.
Yeah.
So I mean, overall, not a horrible.
And Windsor's a very solid team.
They are a very, very strong team. They are definitely one of the more dominant teams. 3-2 on the season from Windsor. Yeah, so it's going to be exciting to see what our team does. It's our first game with them back since spring break, before spring break.
Yeah.
So it's definitely going to be exciting. Hoping to see some, more fire, some more energy out of our team to get lit up. As we just keep listening to the announcers of Mountain View's team, just getting ready before kickoff.
We're hearing the coaches get announced.
Yeah, we got some players, some coaches. The referees taking their little warm-up runs, warm-up sprints.
They got to be loose too, especially
it is
being 20 years older. You gotta get loose
get
out
moving.
here. Yeah.
Especially the ref that's in the middle of the pitch. He's kind of moving a lot more, way more. You have the line judges, but they're only allowed to go halfway across the field. So you have one on each side, which makes it a lot more efficient.
See the Frederick girls getting hyped up. They're ready to go.
I mean, Carly talked about how they're excited to get back. They're excited to be here. As they are definitely excited. Electric.
Yeah, what a war cry right there.
Ready to get going here. As we're back, ready to go. Kickoff. Frederick will start on the offensive side. Mountain View will play defense, and this is what we talked about earlier with utilizing those, set piece and improve the ball movements. We got to start out strong. We didn't really start. We haven't started off strong.
No,
really
we have
all
not had a great strong start.
on GBN at least. We haven't really seen the other games besides that, but Frederick needs to have a good, exciting start, get electric, try to score some goals. Looks like the sun's starting to peer out just a little bit, so that might help
He's
a little
trying.
bit. A little bit of temperature. It's not going to be out for very long.
No, it's not. At least they got lights around here.
This is true.
And
As
here she goes.
are set and ready to go, Frederick have possession, working it down the field.
Apologize for the scoreboard there. We'll get her going.
Working it now. Mountain View gets the takeaway. Trying to push it down that far wing side, trying to set up an opportunity. Through ball finds himself way deep in the Frederick area. Might have been a little too much. It's going to be a throw-in for Mountain View as Frederick just cleared that ball, try to get rid of it. Mountain View on the throw-in. I mean, our keys could go for Mountain View, too. They want to utilize their set pieces and stay dominant.
Very much so. One thing Frederick needs to do, we just need to score.
We definitely need to score. Only 3 goals on the season compared to Mountain View's 10.
Yes.
So we definitely struggle when we're trying to get the opportunity to score. Mountain View break it through Frederick's defensive line, bringing it into the box. Briggs corrals it and holds on to it with her first save of the night. Looking to set up an opportunity on the goal kick now.
Strong start by Briggs. Always nice to get your first touch.
First touch is a first save, which you don't want to start the game off with a leaky goal.
Yeah.
So you want to come in strong and stay focused. Mountain View on the offensive push. Frederick forces it out defensively off the shin. Sending it down for a clearage opportunity. 2 Frederick offensive players in the mix, but the defensive of Mountain View gets that ball right back, pushing it down the close side of the screen, just barely staying in. Frederick gave it away. Cross goes into the box. Briggs is on the ground. Got to get back up. Luckily, nobody there. Back door.
That was tight.
That was really close there. Briggs will get the goal kick now.
We apologize if you guys can hear like a radio station. I don't know if it might just be our ears or.
I think it might. I don't know.
I don't know if this is going out, but we might be picking up some radio station around
town.
And I think it's just some talk radio, which is even worse.
Cross inside the box, gets nowhere. It's going to be a goal kick for Briggs once again.
Frederick's been playing a lot in the defensive zone to start, but they seem strong so far. Nothing crazy alerting so far. Looks like got a little 2-ball action out here.
Yeah, it's been a lot of Briggs goal kicks, but it's going to be a Mountain View corner from that far side of the box.
Be interesting to see what Mountain View does here and how they try to go for the split.
As Briggs, stepping up big, grabs that ball
snag.
out of the air, which you'd love to see that from a goalkeeper. To not be afraid to get aggressive and get in there and try to prevent anything.
She was all over that. What a boot, too.
Pretty well sent down, hobbling ball, rolling out of bounds. Into an opportunity for Mountain View on the throw as they're right in front of us now. Mountain View twisting, turning, making a really good run down that line. Gets that ball crossed in. Mountain View is doing very well of knowing where their players are. Checked down.
She just took a spill.
As the ref kept his arm up, and careful for Mountain View. Have it now. Found a beautiful ball inside the box, looking for the opportunity. High hits the crossbar. Rebound going wide.
Rung it off the pipe. What a break for the girls.
Briggs just got a break there. Oh, wow.
I mean, at least it's 0-0.
That would have been very, very sad if that ball would have snuck through. It would have been a great shot if it went through, honestly. Frederick's starting off kind of slow. They can't really get the ball out of their own end. They need to turn it up offensively to try to get more of an opportunity here to score.
One element for this Mountain View team is number 7.
Alin Hickey.
Hickey, yes.
She is their best player as a freshman.
I mean, she contributed. She made that last play happen. And she was right there, too. Look out for her name tonight.
Mountain View send that ball into the box. There's Hickey right there, controlling it. And blocked by Frederick. It's going to be a corner kick once again. Another opportunity now. As Alin Hickey on the corner kick. With an opportunity. Sends it inside the box. Briggs puts it in her own net.
I think that went right off of Briggs's right hand and in the net. What a shame.
That is such an unfortunate goal to let up. Alin Hickey.
That'll add another one to her total.
Yep, and that is a rough one to give up right there. That is not what they were looking for. Sad start there from Briggs. Booted down by Frederick, trying to push their offensive opportunity after giving up an early goal.
Rolf will just kick that one out of bounds.
Throw in from Frederick. This is where you got to use those set pieces. The header turns into a far corner control from Mountain View. Frederick trying to push high and get that opportunity. Nutmeg through. Frederick on the offensive attack now. Sends it in the box. And that is corralled by Carrillo. Mountain View's keeper. Here comes Mountain View now. Good press through. Mountain View has the speed on the through ball. Try to turn the corner. Or Dizzy.
McKenna or Dizzy just took off there. She saw her open lane, and she took advantage of that.
That's a captain, too. She is a senior. Oh, what a move by Hickey. As she slips on her own footing after a beautiful move.
Hickey's just a force. She sucked her defender in and made a nifty move.
If she did not slip, that might have been a big, crucial opportunity. Rickman sends that ball through. Frederick on a run. Can they get there? Crosses. Opportunities now. Setting up for Frederick. Shot gets blocked. And that ball sent right to a Frederick defender. They are stepping up big right now. Frederick needing a big opportunity and forced out of bounds.
We also apologize for that pole right in the shot. I mean, told you we're dealing with a tough thing around here.
We can't really do much about that one. That one is rough. Bouncing around, Frederick. The ball it's right on the goal line of Frederick. They got to just get the ball, win the possession. Blocked on the opportunity to try to look for the pass. That ball's going to roll all the way out of bounds. Good ball by Mountain View to clear it out of the zone.
Give Frederick another look in here.
And again, it's out of bounds. Brooklyn Rickman, the freshman we talked about a lot in that Greeley Central game.
The key piece in that Greeley Central game.
She got us the win, and then the Rickman sisters both stepped up and got us basically that win. They both scored the goals.
Yes.
High attempt there from Phoebe Rule. Throw in for Mountain View, and they're turning this counterattack very, very quickly. They're trying to get on the offensive and push the pace, and they've pretty much succeeded at that right now. There's Higgy knocked away there. Sage Mares, the senior captain, keeping the pressure on. Ball rolling into no man's land.
This little drive here just seems like who can pressure more, and it's like who can what's the word? Like make mistakes.
Who's gonna utilize the mistakes and turn them into opportunities? It seems like Frederick has come out with a lot more fire after letting through that first goal.
Yeah, they're here to play now. That was a little bit of a wake-up call.
As Mountain View with a quick steal on the far side, pushing the pace now, trying to turn it into an offensive opportunity into a goal. Frederick's defense is stepping up and making some plays. Haley Pollard took that all by herself down that wing side for Mountain View.
They've got some speed on this team. I don't know what they're putting in the energy drinks, but they are gunning tonight. Might be that cool air too. It's like a car. It runs a little better on the cold stuff.
I mean, you want to be warm too, so I mean they might have an extra
fair,
fire,
yeah.
so you want to be running fast to get warmer faster. Get the adrenaline pumping. Hickey is playing all over the place right now, forcing Frederick to turn that ball over. Fiver loses it on the wing. As that ball rolls out of bounds, Frederick will get that throw, so a set-piece opportunity like we talked about in the keys. How can they push the pace with this throw-in? There's Hickey with it now. She went from one side of the field to the other. She's taking out 2 Frederick defenders by herself. Throw-in for Mountain View.
Hickey is like the definition of what my keys, like the standard player, what my keys are. Just being a 360-foot player and
opening up,
being a hard worker too.
Making things happen. Throw in for Mountain View. Nice stop and move. Trying to open up a door to a window of opportunities. Cauley holding it.
What the
They're
heck?
going a little 1v1. ISO'd in the corner, and he turned it over.
That could have been the dagger. But no, nothing came of it.
A little set piece, like ISO in the corner. That's not a spot for the ISO. Free kick now from Frederick. Hayden Rickman, the junior, met by Hickey. Frederick having to play some defense now. Hickey takes a deep shot, blocked there. Hickey went deep. Way deeper shot, Briggs corrals it.
I looked back. As soon as that ball went in the air, I looked straight at Briggs. And her eyes were just tracking that all the way in. Which is
what you need as a goaltender, to be able to watch that ball all the way through. Too much on that free kick. There's Hickey again. Frederick has really found that they need to cover her.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, if there's a transfer portal, Hickey is, like, my #1 target. I love her play so far.
Throw in for Schneider. Has a nice stepping move. Frederick's going to take that ball and try to turn it into an offensive opportunity. It's a goal kick for Briggs now. Opportunity for Briggs, scanning. Sends it down in the middle of the field. Frederick having to play more defense. They really haven't had an offensive opportunity.
Not really. I mean, they had that push for like a minute, and that ball just came right back to the defensive side.
They have to keep that pace and keep pushing. And I mean, we learned in the Greeley Central game that was kind of the story. They had to play very defensively through most of the first half, but then that second half of the first half, they turned it up and became an offensive team and ultimately netted the equalizer and went into half tied.
Yeah, I think you just got to start pushing the pace. I think we need to get the ball, control the ball, and just start looking to throw those shots.
Look for an opportunity for sure. Shot to Briggs. Just wide of the net that time.
Wide there, huh? Be booted down the way, and Hickey's just right
there, ready to connect.
Jeez, man.
We have got to lock her down. She's a freshman, too. She is unreal.
She's going to be insane in 4 years.
With the more development and just more of an opportunity, she's going to be –
Mountain View lucked out here.
I mean, she is the best player on this team, but she's even going to be more of the best player on the team. Step it up from Frederick now. Opportunity comes to nothing. I think, honestly, Frederick right now, their biggest struggle is the touches. They haven't been able to connect with the ball like they want to.
Looked like Mars and Hickey's shins collided right there. Mars is still down at the 45-yard line.
She's trying to get up, but they're just going to let the game play on. Mountain View from deeper outside, and Briggs corrals it, and there's that whistle that they were looking for.
What a nice stoppage here.
Get a substitution.
Mars will come up here. We apologize for not being able to show you guys. I think our cameraman's sleeping.
It's the cold, man. It's getting to everybody. Yeah. As we wait a restart, Briggs gets a shoe tie. What have you seen from Frederick so far, Mason, in this first half?
It's just been a lot of defense. I've been wanting to say, like, we need to take the defensive and force it to become offensive opportunities, but Mountain View's just keeping it in a defensive half. And I think, like, right here, if we can get that transition game going, we can do something big with it. But right there, Hickey's right there.
She is all over Frederick right now. Taking it by herself, stepping through. 3 Frederick defenders all alone, one-on-one with Briggs. Tried to go left-footed and just missed.
She had about 80% of that net open, and luckily it didn't go.
I don't think that was her strong foot. I think she's a right-footed player, but that was a left-footed shot. To miss barely that much that's incredible.
What a strong player.
It's a very, very big opportunity. She's taking the corner. They scored their first goal off a corner, which is very rare. You don't really see a corner kick goal.
No, not really. And it's Hickey taking the corner again.
So Briggs is ready this time, I hope. She's better be dialed. Corner coming up into the box. Briggs off the post and right to Mountain View. And they net the second goal off the corner.
And Hickey will get an assist on that. Well, we found Frederick's not great suit so far, and that's corner kick.
I think we found Mountain View has executed your key very well.
Yeah,
using
just
set
run
pieces,
set plays here.
And Frederick is not doing it like they need to right now.
No, and the thing that's working for Mountain View is they're just getting bodies to the paint. They're just forcing so much traffic there to the net that it becomes difficult to do anything.
Yeah, it stresses Briggs out, and then she can't react to the ball like she wants to. As Mountain View on a run down that far side, immediately back on the offensive. Briggs comes flying out of her box and dangerously. If that ball would have gotten to a Mountain View player, that would have been a wide open goal. And if you missed that, I don't know.
One thing is Briggs reacted very early to that. She was ready and she made her decision. If she questions that, like, she fully committed.
And that's what you need to do.
Yeah, if you question that, that's when it goes south. You do it or don't, and she did it, and it paid out in her favor.
Opportunity from Frederick trying to get it out of their zone, and immediately it's back on the pressure. Mountain View slipping on through Frederick's defense.
Nice headman there. Frederick looking to make something through it.
Through ball now. But nobody is really there to catch up to the speed and get there. Schaefer with a good job of getting that ball down in there, and Frederick lost it off their own footing.
Rolf with the throw in. She'll chuck that thing.
That is a
clear handball. Was that a handball?
No, I think it was supposed to be Frederick's throw.
Oh.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Frederick's throw. That's why they tried to, like, grab it out of the air. I was going to say, if not, I don't know why she tried to grab that ball.
Yeah.
Tommy Buell on the throw. Trying to set up an opportunity. Using that set piece as we talked about. Opening up an opportunity. Rickman with a nice move, chipping it through. Keeper lost it.
Whoa.
Frederick can't find the ball, though. And that would have been a big opportunity for Frederick if they could have just stuck with it. As that ball is up in the air. Both players lost it, couldn't really find it. Flooding down. Numbers Mountain View had, and a miscommunication on the ball movement there.
9-6 was unsuccessful. 6 with the throw in, though.
Schneider with the throw. Finds Hickey. Covered well on the wing, and Hickey puts her on her knees. Throwing shot, and another save by Briggs.
Briggs has been strong when they need to.
Corners
Just
not so
corners. Frederick trying to. If I'm Frederick, I'm like completely evacuating the defensive side and just throw a bomb out there. Juggle around in there.
As here comes
that field.
Frederick pushing it down now. Here they have an opportunity. Misread on the pass, but it gets to Rickman anyways. Rickman, they have numbers up outside the box. They just have to find him. Schaefer misread the pass. That ball going out of bounds. It's going to be a Frederick throw. Rickman's got to slow it down. Set up a big opportunity. She knows this is a chance, and she throws it into the middle of 3 Frederick players. None of them touch the ball. Schaefer turns the corner, sends it in. Nobody's there to receive it. Ball rolls back up top. Oh!
Oh, my. That'll rattle the dome a bit. She looks fine, though. She's a tough champ. She's going to walk that off.
That's an unexpected situation, especially cold. It is not. That probably does not feel great.
No, probably not.
It's a little cold, and she just got hit in the dome.
That was Cume Smith.
She was not expecting that.
Just around the halfway point of this first half.
Frederick really needs to turn it up now, down by 2. 2-0 lead for Mountain View. Frederick stepping into the box now. Chance now. Rickman found it. Ball hit off the leg and did not connect to anybody that needed it. Parker Dowd does a good job of controlling. Ball moving around now. Up top. Send on through now. Here comes Mountain View on a big opportunity. Pushing the pace. Dow gets down, gets there. For Frederick.
Whoa.
Ball is hammered.
Whoa.
Hammered.
That would have gone in the nosebleeds if the bleachers extended that far.
Yeah, these are kind of small bleachers.
Very small.
It's, I think, 4 rows up and like maybe 5 rows wide.
It's like the nice hometown field. The grass actually looks really nice.
It's a nice turf.
Yeah.
Rickman taking it herself. Nice stop move. Has a lot of space to work with. Sends it on through. Frederick needs to find somebody in the box to get the opportunity. Ball slips and rolls into the keeper's grasp.
We were talking about how Mountain View just pushes numbers to the paint and just go to the net. I think that's what Frederick needs to do. They need to get the ball low. I need 10 players in that box, and something will come. Something positive will come from it.
Load the box with every player.
Yes,
you got,
we just
what
go.
Mason's saying right now. No offense, no defense, just full push.
Some soccer dad is losing his mind at that comment, but
I'm sorry at home if you do
Yeah.
not like that, but Mason plays hockey, so he doesn't really know what's going on.
that's not true.
I mean, somewhat knows. Out in the back corner, sent out of bounds, or
Maybe.
no, it's going to be a Mountain View throw-in. I think they said she stepped out with the ball when she was
Tiptoeing that line.
tiptoeing the line. Yeah, keeping her feet in. Looks like they've got some blankets on the sideline.
Don't blame him.
It's pretty cold.
When we went down to Carly Evans, you could see her big puffer puffer jacket on. That's a nice jacket.
Shout out to you, man.
I wasn't going to say that, but yeah, that was my jacket.
Shout out to you, man. Coming in clutch. Mountain View now, turning it around, moving it around, trying to communicate, make something happen. And somehow, some way, Fredericks did not get on that loose ball. Yeah, that's, I think, something we've seen a lot from Frederick that they haven't done well is attacking the loose ball.
Yeah.
And creating an opportunity with it. We just kind of watch the ball roll until it comes to your feet. You got to go attack the ball and make a play on it. And that's in every sport.
Yeah, I think two things that Frederick struggles with was the aggression and knowing when to go, and then also just like the mental aspect and like where to be where and like how to like mentally communicate. Like that's not the
way.
like just knowing how to play with each other well.
Throw in for Frederick.
Whoa, a little stutter step there. She's taking a big jump.
She wanted to hug it and turn it over. As Frederick, Rickman has really been that offensive piece for Frederick's offense. She's really been the communicating piece. She's trying to tell everyone where they should go. She wants the ball. She wants this. She wants that. She kind of controls the pace of the match so far. And she hasn't really had the opportunity to shoot or make a play, but needing something. There's Rickman calling for it on the throw-in. Rickman, left foot, hit two defensive bodies, turning it, kicks it back out. Frederick trying to send it in. Rickman sees the opportunity. Frederick with an opportunity right in front and lost it away. And Frederick not having to work. They have to back check. They've got to reset, which is you have numbers down on offense now. You might want to use them rather than back checking like you have been seeing right here and not really doing much with it. Schaefer lost it, kicked it with her back foot. Frederick with an opportunity now. Player goes down. As Frederick on through, and she just lost it. That's Katie Haas, or Kate Haas, and she just lost that chance. And a tough break there. As a Frederick player is slow to get ups, so we await the throw.
Oh, looks like a Frederick substitution.
When he says that there are men impersonating women and participating in women's sport, there are no examples of men.
Throw in for Frederick. They need to use this opportunity. Into the opportunity now. There's Rickman again. She tried to turn and block it, and Frederick turns it over again. There's another one of those wasted set-piece opportunities. And we have noticed a lot. Frederick has not been very strong on throw-ins and trying to figure it out from there.
Not really, and nothing really comes of it. If anything, it's kind of like an automatic turnover, to be honest.
As a missed opportunity, Hickey is all alone in her own world, and she gets.
Oh!
That's gonna be.
That's clean.
That is clean. That was ball first, which made that play clean. I thought they were gonna.
Great stop right there, putting Hickey in her place, and she learned right there. She can't do that.
That was a great defensive play. Ball first, stopping Hickey in her tracks, and then tripped her up, and she's confused how she didn't get that call. But
I don't blame her. If I was a Mountain View fan, I'd be
livid.
Yeah, I would not appreciate that.
But that was a great call.
Yeah,
because
smart call.
They got all ball, and then Hickey ran into her. So that's not on the Frederick defender then. Frederick on the goal kick now, cops it up, and immediately Mountain View turn it. into an opportunity. Shot is blocked there. Outside the box now, rolling around. Frederick lost it again, trying to turn the corner. And it turns into an opportunity for Mountain View to push defensively. Frederick offensive moving. Far side there. Frederick trying to do an offensive attack, but they can't seem to get the ball into an opening. Mountain View. Mountain View throw. Close side now. Sent down inside the box, met by a couple Frederick heads. Sent again. Goal kick again from Frederick. Setting up an opportunity. Bouncing around now. Another throw in. Out wide. Mountain View just pushing it. Trying to open up another opportunity. There's the other Rickman sister. Sends it right to Mountain View, who turned it into something.
A little ISO battle there on the wall, and Mountain View able to get full possession out of it. They're going to try to send that back down the wall. Good regroup by Frederick, trying to look at push to the opposite side. That might be shot, yeah, too far ahead, and be inbound for Mountain View.
Throwing Mountain View, Frederick gets that opportunity to make something happen here. And Mountain View has had quite a few throw-ins, and they've really utilized their set pieces.
Yeah.
That's kind of what Frederick defensively needs to do. It's good to see Smith back out there, by the way. She has come back into the game for Mountain View. She's come back in the game after taking the ball.
Yeah, the ball up high. But she's back, and she's in full action. Might be just a little bit of a stinger, but she's good. Another free kick here for the girls in white. Nearing 10 minutes in the first half. See what kind of a push we can see out of Frederick. Like we've been saying, though, just been a lot of play on the wrong side of the 50-yard line.
Yeah, Frederick has not been able to push their offensive opportunities, and it's been seen very, very well as we just cannot find anything going. There's Hickey on her run, sends it through, it hits a Frederick leg, and ends up into a Mountain View player. An opportunity there that came to nothing. Good defense from Frederick. Frederick trying to turn it up into an offensive push, and a shot way outside. Bouncing, Briggs corrals.
Another thing I was kind of saying earlier, when Spriggs makes a decision, like she sticks with it. Yeah. Right there again, she saw that ball leave the foot, and she knew she was going.
Yeah, and she could have waited, for the ball to bounce a little bit more to get to her. No, she attacked the ball, which we need to see a lot more from the rest of the Frederick team. Ball slips through. Can Frederick get there before Mountain View does? And Frederick just cannot do anything. You talked about what they put in those energy.
I don't know what they did, but
Frederick is not fast. They're
No.
slow. They're not playing very great right now.
And it could just be the bus legs. I mean, we've seen one. We broadcast one home game, 2 away. Could just be the bus legs. They're not fully going.
Rickman hits the ground. We saw her a little bit during the warm-ups, posing for the camera.
Yes, we did. But you know what? We'll see on Thursday we're covering this girls' team at home again. Back on the
Yeah,
call.
back at home. Maybe it is, like you said, the bus legs that is.
I hope it is. They
I
could
hope
be
it's just
come
on
out
the,
flying.
Yeah, hopefully on the road. It's not, it's just the on the road thing. We do play Greeley West. They're 3-2-2, pending their upcoming games. So we'll see how that goes. But that's kind of the lookout for Frederick. As can you beat 2 Greeley teams?
Yeah, it'd be nice to rule Greeley.
Take over. So Frederick has to play back to defense. Like you said, it's been on the wrong side of midfield. It's been all on Frederick's side of the pitch, or defensive side of the pitch, and they need to, somehow, some way turn it into an offensive push. But they just haven't found the rhythm. And like you said, the mental game of being on the same brainwave, it's just not been, been there.
And that's what it takes to be a high-level competing team, is just knowing. Big save by Briggs.
As that was a leaky defensive play there, as Briggs had to take on a one-on-one shot there, which is not.
It just looked like Frederick's defensemen, just kind of give up on it. It's just like the want to play is just not fully there.
Briggs kind of slipped up on the opportunity. And I like I've said earlier, it's the touches. Frederick has not been able to get a nice first touch off the ball, and I don't know if that's a practice thing where they got to work on that a little bit more, if that's just it's cold and you don't want to take the impact of the ball because it's going to hurt more. But you've got to be able to control the ball. Somehow, some way, that ball snuck through the legs of the Frederick defender. Schneider does a good job.
I was just going to say, Schneider did a great job of just letting their team.
Senior captain.
Come back here.
That's a senior captain right there. We're just under 7 minutes to go. Fiver. That's Fiver on the great defense there, forcing Schneider to not do anything. As that ball finds Hickey outside the box, lets it through. Cauley back to Hickey, who steps into the shot. Nice fake, and tried to go left-footed again and just missed the bottom corner. If she's hitting these shots on net, this might be a 6-0 game.
This game would be sideways.
Frederick would be in some trouble.
Yeah.
But right now,
just 2-0 with half a game to go. Over half a game.
Yeah,
you're in 6 minutes here.
Yeah, you're under 6 minutes now. You really just got to figure out what you can do and turn it into something. Turn it into an opportunity. They need at least one goal, and you might have the momentum to get yourself back in the game. As the offensive push here from Frederick. Schaefer on the wing. Cuts it down the inside now, trying to send it through. Schaefer lost it. And it's kind of what I've seen a lot of Frederick's offensive is they're trying to be one person.
I was just it's just one-man ball.
It's a little self-centered
and
play.
you can see on Mountain View's pushes, they have 3 or 4 going, and they always have an option.
And even if it's a one-man show, which we've seen a few times from Mountain View, it's been more of a open opportunity. It hasn't been you're trying to run through 3 defenders.
Yeah.
Unless you're Hickey, which is she's
but
running through everybody.
even with Hickey,
she
had
pass.
She had a 1-on-2, and her smart play was she kind of chipped it behind the defender and ran onto it. And it's no longer just a give up. It becomes a 50-50 ball, and Hickey's so fast that she wins those most of the time.
Yeah, it's been like 90% of the time.
It's just knowing soccer IQ and how to take your battles and take your opportunity. Frederick has to make something big out of this throw-in here.
I like you talked about the soccer IQ of knowing is also knowing, what your skill set is. And Hickey has a wide variety.
Hickey can do anything. We said that when we played Greeley West.
We've had a Greeley Central.
Yes, Greeley Central.
We've had a player for each team.
Yes.
And they've all had, kind of that distinguished skill set.
Yeah. It's just they're just better than heads up, cameraman.
Wyatt better move his butt.
It's just you can tell that they're a better player. And they just play the ball well, and they part of it's just they think the game better. And any sport has that. Just like being a quarterback, you just have to think the game better, and that's how you become a high-level player.
Especially being a quarterback, like you said, you have to know everything essentially on the field. You got to know everything on the field, what your players are doing, who's doing what, who's doing things when. You know, it's a mental game at that, and it becomes, can you be mentally tough enough to handle everything? And that's kind of the goalkeeper's role here, you know, where everybody becomes an opportunity. It's the goalkeeper who's kind of the quarterback of this team.
Yeah, essentially. Especially for Frederick playing in the defensive zone so much.
Well, she has the best view on the pitch. She can see everything. And she's really just got to figure out a way to just stay focused and keep it going.
Another bomb of a kick from the goal box.
Less than 3 minutes to go. Can Frederick net a late goal? Try to go into the half. Only down 1 rather than 2. 2-0's the score here.
And for how sideways this action has been, 2-0's really not that bad.
It's not horrible, but Frederick hasn't really had a shot on goal. And that's kind of been their biggest.
I don't know if we do have a shot on net.
I don't think we do. I think we've had a shot, but not on net. Nice defense there from Frederick, sending it wide, forcing Mountain View to open up an opportunity, and they immediately pit pocket and pick out the gaps in Frederick's defense and found that ball on the throw-in. There's Hickey stepping in, working it by herself in a little dump and go move.
We praise Hickey, but on that last play, Hannah Coley, she picked up her man and shielded her man from the ball. Let Hickey join the play, and that's just great soccer IQ, allowing your teammates to get there, not try to play one-on-one.
Frederick is outpaced again, trying to push that ball down the wing side. They just cannot go.
Oh, what a shot. Hope you guys look at looking at a pole.
Throw-in. You can't see her, but the throw-in is there. As that ball hits a Frederick leg, and Frederick has got to move. They've got to spread out, create space, get an opportunity here. Sneaking on through. Frederick's shot just goes wide. But they finally get that shot they were looking for.
Teresa Rosglove.
Rosglove with a shot.
She's got a tough name to say, but
Rosglove.
She had a good look at the net. I think that's probably Frederick's best look at the net.
That was their best opportunity of the night, I think.
But even still, she's shooting outside, and she's got a defender right in front of her. Just Frederick can't make great opportunities out of here.
They can't find themselves in the box.
No.
Which is what they need to do. And, we saw it against Greeley Central. They finally, broke through the wall. But they haven't been able to do that.
Because we saw in that Greeley Central game, that second half, they came out just flying. And they had that ball in the offensive zone, and I think they ended up playing better. When your attitude's high and you're in the offensive zone, whoa.
Keepy uppy from Hickey.
You just end up playing better.
She sent that over her own head. She is one heck of a soccer player, man. She just juked out 3 Frederick defenders. Frederick, I don't know if that was a shot or a pass. Stepping up in an opportunity. Frederick lost it. There's Schaefer. Sets up from way outside, and that ball is just corralled. That's their first shot on net.
That will take us
to the end of the first.
To the end of the first. Maybe. Play's still going.
A little bit of stoppage time, I think.
Oh, yeah.
With a few of the players going down, maybe an extra minute or two. As a far-sided ball. And
I think that'll do it.
That halftime whistle. And that was a big opportunity for Mountain View to turn that opportunity into almost a goal. As soon. End of the first half, Mason, what'd you see from Frederick's side that they really need to figure out in the second half?
Frederick did a good job of facilitating there at the end. And we saw some good looks, to be honest. And I think what kind of set it up was the inbound throws and then moving it across the pitch. We did see finding Schaefer on that far wing for our first shot on net. There's just being able to, kind of talking again, soccer IQ, and just being able to find that far side and finding open space to facilitate that ball.
Yeah, I mean, they opened up the opportunities. They just didn't really turn them into much, and they didn't really have those opportunities. As we will send it down to the pitch with Carly Evans. Carly.
Still talking. Thanks so much, y'all. So, going into this game, I talked pre-game about how the majority of your varsity players are back and they're healthy and they're ready. And how does it feel kind of jumping into this game knowing that your roster is pretty much fully kind of at your disposal and you can kind of utilize wherever you need them to be?
Yeah, I think it's a huge bonus just finally midway through the season getting those numbers back and kind of truly seeing where people can play in their positions versus filling the gaps that we have been in the past. So it's good to have people healthy. We just got to keep them that way and, try to get back in this game.
Exactly. Perfect. Thank you so much, Coach. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Carly. As we're back up here, Mason. Nice hear from the coach there to, hear the...
Yeah, and Carly kind of talked about one thing we haven't really mentioned on is just the health of this team. We came out the first game of the season, had some injuries, and then basketball was still going. So you have players out for that. And they had a strong team, but it's now kind of – Carly asked her, how does it feel to have your team at your disposal? And, just being able to throw options out there, and you can get different combinations and different line matchups. And, hockey, just shuffling.
Yeah, you said hockey where all the lines are really they shift a lot. Everything's changing out. And that's kind of with a lot of sports where it's that next man up mentality to be ready to go whenever something goes down. And like you talked about with a lot of missing pieces like basketball season, some injuries that we've talked about a lot. It's just been hard for Frederick to just try to, stay a full team. And that kind of messes with the team mentally because you're not going to know the team as well if it's obviously switching up a lot.
Yeah. So
players aren't going to know, what other players like to do.
And you just build chemistry better. You're playing with the same people, especially in practice. You just start learning that chemistry and how each other flow and move. And we're kind of going back to soccer IQ when you're switching in and out with everybody, and you got to learn how 30 different players play, and it's hard to mix and match all that. It's just difficult. So if we can stay healthy, we can get a better push. And we're going to see that push going into the second half. We're going to hear from Greg Zadell.
That's Zadell Realty.
Zadell Realty. And we'll be back here for the start of the second half here on the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network.
Do you want a reliable realtor who you can trust with your money and owning or renting a home? Then you can turn to Zadell Realty and specifically Greg Zadell. Greg is a local realtor who helps people buy and sell both homes and investment properties. He has an extended knowledge of the market and is extremely involved in the community. Along with being a local realtor right here in Frederick, Greg Zadell is extremely experienced in his profession. Not only is he a broker, but also the owner of Zadell Realty, located in the Carbon Valley area since 1980, just over 42 years as of now. Make sure to watch for the Zadell Real Estate article in the Consumer Report. You don't want to miss it. You won't regret it when you rely on Zadell Realty.
Like most backseat drivers, I'm all about safety. Pothole! Les Schwab Tires is too. Because Les Schwab fixes brakes, steering, and more. See those guys? They just do tires. Eyes ahead, Dad! Look, I'm not telling people how to do their job. Blinker! I'm just glad Les Schwab puts my safety first. Watch, they're gonna come greet me.
Les Schwab Tires, celebrating 70 years of doing the right thing.
Hey, I'm Jake Marsing, social studies teacher and advisor of the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network, and you're watching GEBN. Go Golden Eagles!
Rocky students exist to build up the next generation, to live a life of purpose, influence, and faith. You see, we believe that when you discover purpose, you start to discover you have a reason to live. And when you discover you have a reason to live, you start to notice you have influence. And when you lean into that influence, you make an impact. This world needs people like you, the next generation, to discover your purpose and to decide today the leader you want to be tomorrow.
Do you want a reliable realtor who you can trust with your money and owning or renting a home? Then you can turn to Zadell Realty, and specifically Greg Zadell. Greg is a local realtor who helps people buy and sell both homes and investment properties. He has an extended knowledge of the market and is extremely involved in the community. Along with being a local realtor right here in Frederick, Greg Zadell is extremely experienced in his profession. Not only is he a broker, but also the owner of Zadell Realty, located in the Carbon Valley area since 1980, just over 42 years as of now. Make sure to watch for the Zadell Real Estate article in the Consumer Report. You don't want to miss it. You won't regret it when you rely on Zadell Realty.
Rocky students exist to build up the next generation, to live a life of purpose, influence, and faith. You see, we believe that when you discover purpose, you start to discover you have a reason to live. And when you discover you have a reason to live, you start to notice you have influence. And when you lean into that influence, you make an impact. This world needs people like you, the next generation, to discover your purpose and to decide today the leader you want to be tomorrow.
In Frederick, we believe in rolling up our sleeves, not just for ourselves, but for each other. We believe in playing outside until the stars flicker on and protecting the hallowed ground of childhood. We believe in a lifelong commitment to actions as good as our intentions. We believe in the power of our voices and the obligation of our hearts to form a strong foundation. We believe we are onto something that's worth all we can give it. Here, the life we dream of is ours to create.
I think the future is bright for Frederick. I think we understand our identity and who we are, and we don't want to lose that.
The town is really built on the community of people and how everyone almost treats people like family.
I see an opportunity to have a seat at the table and to show our worth and our value and our undeniable characteristics of being a lovely community that's welcome to all.
Hi, I'm Coach Matt Lloyd. I'm the head football coach at Frederick High School. You're watching the Golden Eagle Broadcasting Network. Golden Eagles, let them fly.
As we are back here on the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network, I'm Ian MacHendrie. Alongside me is Mason Shafronic. Start of the second half here on the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. Mason, how are you feeling?
It's great. I mean, we're pretty lucky to be inside, I won't lie. I went outside.
It is cold.
It's a bit cold. I did move the camera, though, so hopefully we don't see that pole no more.
Yeah, you did go up there on the roof and adjust to the angle. You can kind of tell it's a little different, but
We moved
It's not too big
to
of a
the
deal,
right.
yeah.
No, she'll be fine.
So big second half coming up here for Mason. What's Frederick's biggest key right now? What do they got to do?
Got to push the pace. Absolutely have to push the pace. We're talking about soccer IQ and just knowing how to play well. We'll see Mountain View kick off the ball here, but if we can push the pace and get on them, just being aggressive. I'm coach. It's 120%, and we're going to be flying.
Maximum effort the entire time. There's no, working 5%, 3%. You got to be pushing all that you can.
Exactly.
And this is Frederick's, kind of hope.
Mountain View throw in there. She's not ready for it, but she'll give her a chuck.
Mountain View working it down that far side, trying to get across inside the box, open up an opportunity. As there's Hickey there. Frederick found it, and it goes out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in for Mountain View. Hickey with the ball. Working it by herself right now in her own world. Shot from outside, finds its way in. Frederick trying to block off and wall off, not allow Mountain View to get anywhere. Tried to send it down the line. Nobody was really there to communicate.
We did get word that you guys cannot hear
the radio
that we are hearing.
Which is probably a good thing.
Yeah, which you guys are probably like, what are these kids talking about?
Yeah, we are not delusional, guys. There's something going on. As here is not a corner kick, but a free kick from outside from Hickey in the corner. So she's going to try to boot this one into the box, into the net, like they have really in their last 2 goals. Briggs comes out, steps up, ball caught.
Smart play by Briggs. And another time, she made her decision and she was going. She knew she was not letting a third one in like that.
Mountain View back check and try to get it into their own offensive opportunity end. As Frederick steps up, gets a steal. Try to get that through ball. Lost it. Regains it, though. Frederick's kind of sticking with it now. That's what you got to do. You got to follow the ball no matter what happens, even if it gets tapped away. Sorry about the shaky camera work. I mean, I'm not gonna blame it. It's a little cold up there. It's hard to track the ball. From outside, Frederick trying to get inside the box. Someone's got to get there to receive it. Nobody really can find their footing, though.
Get a nice throw in here.
Yeah, throw an opportunity for Frederick. Mountain View headers it.
She'll take it down that right wing side. She's looking to center.
Wheeling it. Briggs
Big
takes
save
care
by
of it.
Briggs.
Goal kick from Briggs. Sends it on down, out to the wing. Mountain View stepped up and made the play there. Trying to set it inside the box. Ball rolls away out of bounds. It's going to be a Frederick goal kick now.
Is that not a free kick?
It's a goal kick, but Briggs isn't kicking it.
They're choosing to pass it along. I see.
They're trying to keep Briggs
We've
stable.
kind of seen that, yeah, with a bunch of different goalies.
I mean, it's smart.
Choosing not to.
I mean, there's a risk of injury trying to
Definitely.
boot the ball. But if you turn it over quickly, Briggs is ready in the position that she needs to be in goal instead of having to try to back up and get back into the net. Obviously, if you have trust in your goalie to, fully send that ball, it's going to be a better opportunity for you. But they don't really have that right now. Frederick goes backwards, wrong direction, trying to back check. Mountain View turning it into an offense, and it's going to be a throw-in.
Seems like Frederick is consistently going in the wrong direction. Nice little check down there. Actually a very smart play. There another throw-in. 5 minutes have ticked away already.
Throw-in now for Mountain View. Trying to turn this into a goal. Trying to use those set pieces we talked about earlier. Frederick will get the throw in, and they're deep in their own territory. They have to make something happen with this. They got to find a way to get the ball out of their own end. Frederick will get that ball.
Frederick just needs to get an inbound here and really push the pace. Trying to see what they can do here. Uh-oh, that's not good.
As we're flying blind.
I guess, what do we do?
Frederick's in their back end.
I'll be back, guys.
Frederick in their back end. Pushing the pace past the midfield now. Mountain View working it, trying to turn it into an offensive. They're pushing the pace now down the far wing side. Ball comes down towards the middle, and we're back with some coverage. Briggs steps in, and Briggs is down, a little shaken up. As Briggs is down. As we'll be right back here on the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. As we are back here on the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network, camera one sorted out now. Briggs is still shaken up.
Oh, man, that is not
the sight.
Not a good thing to see there.
As the team huddles up, trying to have a team huddle.
Such a key piece for this Frederick team. And that might, I worry what that's going to do for the team mentally. That might shake the girls up a bit.
Briggs hobbles off. So Frederick will have to get their backup keeper. Free kick from Frederick after Briggs. Frederick just trying to turn it up. Now you have to really have that offensive pace, especially with your star goalkeeper out. You have to now figure out how you're going to keep the ball in the offensive zone so you don't have to test the keepers. Frederick right now having to play from the midfield area, trying to turn the pace, but here comes Mountain View. They're going to try to test Frederick's backup very quickly. She steps up, grabs it, and takes care of it.
That's a great first touch. Way to get back in the game.
Mountain View pushing it now. Frederick has to, they got to be offensive now. You cannot keep all this pressure on your backup goalkeeper.
Yeah, you got to go out flying.
She takes a ball, lets that ball roll out of bounds.
Did that go out of bounds?
It did, yeah,
Okay.
the yellow line there. Risky play.
Yeah.
Free kick from, or goal kick from Frederick now. Bouncing around, hits a Mountain View leg. They've got to find a way to move this ball into an offensive zone, try to score one.
A little collision there.
Yeah, using the body to win that ball. Ball rolls into the keeper's grasp.
Is that the second shot on net?
That is their second shot on net. As they're, sort of getting there and proving it.
Frederick able to take over here.
Rickman,
make something big.
Nice touch. Rickman wanted it through, but just couldn't find it. Frederick lost the ball. Frederick's trying to step up, but this again is just those missed opportunities on the one touch. Hitting some Mountain View legs, trying to become an opportunity. Sent in. Frederick.
Nifty move there, able to center. Oh, another one.
Rickman
She's
goes
taken down. Come on, ref.
They do get the
there
whistle.
We go.
Free kick from outside of the box. Can this be the opportunity Frederick was looking for? They really, really need it right now. Stepping up. Will they go for the shot, or will they try to get the opening?
You got to go for the shot.
You have to. It's Rickman.
Let it fly.
Rickman now stepping up. Big shot opportunity, trying to cut the lead down to 1. Looking, shot, high, lofting, just through.
No.
Oh, just over the top crossbar and just under the, that was a shot between the posts.
She tried pulling out the 60 degree and throwing a nice lob right in there.
Almost
man,
had
oh
it.
man.
That is one of those opportunities. It's going to be a goal kick as they reset.
Can't believe we're seeing Hickey on this side of the cheese. True 360-foot player.
She is really putting it in her all. Frederick trying to turn the pace. Throw a ball. Rickman, can she beat him out?
Oh.
No, just barely missed it. As the defender took a dive.
I think that's Ella Rolfe just took a spill there.
I think Rickman should have gone down with her, tried to draw the foul, maybe get a penalty shot opportunity. Oh, just a little too far. Oh, man. Throw in for Frederick. They're finally working it around. It's going to be a throw for Frederick. Throw in again for Mountain View. Throw in for Frederick. They've got to get the ball out of their end. They finally found a way to get it back. Is that Briggs back in the net? Briggs is back
Oh,
in the net.
what a
That is
champ.
a great sight to see. You definitely love to see that. You needed that. Shot got skied over and wide. Frederick will get the goal kick. Love to see Briggs back in the net, though.
That's a key piece, and that's going to build some momentum.
That's kind of the centerpiece of this team is Briggs. She really ties the team together, win through loss. As the throw in for Mountain View. There's Hickey with it, trying to get it. Frederick turns it, trying to turn it up and make an offensive push. And it just hits off a leg. Kind of sloppy play.
A little bit, yeah.
A little lackluster, too. There's not really that much effort being put forth. You're only down 2. It's not like you're down by 4.
This game's not, like, unreachable.
You just have to figure it out.
They got to put in the work, though.
Right now, Frederick is trapped in their own corner. 26:09 to play. It's going to be again a Frederick throw. Slowly working their way down the field.
Man, oh man. Frederick's got to get this ball across the 50-yard line.
They have to get across midfield. They have to turn something into an offensive opportunity, but it's just been lackluster plays after lackluster plays where Frederick just hasn't done anything. Lost it now. Mountain View connects with the other side. Hit a body, and luckily bounces away. That shot really didn't have a chance to get to Briggs, but Briggs doing a good job of tracking it still.
She's ready. Mountain View does a good job of pushing it east to west. They know where their players are, and they keep their wings spread out. I feel like one thing Frederick does is they kind of just collapse once they get in the offensive zone, and sometimes it'll work. On bad teams, it'll work. You just outnumber them on the ball, and it'll work. But if you can learn on how to spread out that ball and really facilitate it, I feel like it'll just work wonders. And I think that's in every team sport. I mean, you talk about that in basketball and hockey, and it's not really football. Football's down to down, but like just any fast-moving sport, you just got to spread out your guys and facilitate that way.
I mean, even in football still, it is, you're running a Hail Mary or like a deeper play. Your players got to be spread out so it's not all locked into one play. Frederick had nobody on that far wing. That could have been a golden opportunity if someone would have just stepped up and been there. But they all started colliding into the middle.
I don't want to be like a negative Nancy, but like, I wonder what Frederick does at practice. Like, what are they working on? That ball is booted into the stands.
Wrong sports side.
I respect the effort, though.
Throwing for Frederick.
Open. There's the pole again. There's a throw-in right behind that pole. There it goes.
Frederick's stepping up, trying to get that turnover. There it is for him. Can they shoot an opportunity here? Stepping with the left foot.
Oh.
Not the shot. Looking. Steps up again. Passes it off. Frederick is just fighting with it on the line and just can't get a shot on net. Throwing for Frederick.
That thing was chalked. Nifty move, too.
Up in the air. Frederick's got to track it.
Jeez. Oh, my.
This is This is sloppy. This is not what you want to see from your Frederick team.
Got a track race going.
In the far corner, ball is won. It's going to be a goal kick for Frederick. Goal kick coming up. Fredericks. Goal kick met by none other than Hickey herself. Just stepping through that entire team, taking a shot on Briggs, and Briggs corrals it and makes a good save.
Good first touch for Briggs coming back in. A little bit of a confidence builder. I'm not really sure what she did to...
It looked like she was trying to make a play on the ball, and then a knee just kind of collided with her knee, and you know how it's cold out there. It's not going to feel good.
Everything
can
go wrong there.
Shoot her out of her shoes.
Boot from half field. That's a B-way.
Risky opportunity.
Oh!
Briggs took a body, put her body on the line. That's how she got injured. Put her body on the line again. The confidence to just do that again, especially after you just got injured doing that same situation.
Briggs is kind of selling out for her team here. I feel like you kind of need that in soccer, is willing to win for the person next to you, and Briggs has that. I don't know if the rest of the team does, though.
Frederick trying to win possessions, but they just can't seem to find anything. Mountain View doing a good job at keeping the ball in the offensive side. Gonna be a free kick for Frederick.
I think that was Rolf that touched it with her hand. It's weird seeing Rolf. I have a personal connection with her. I was kind of saying it. Yeah, we went to elementary and middle school together. I had so many classes with her. It was insane. It's just weird to see her again.
Yeah, maybe you can go catch up with her after the game.
No. Not after a
2-0.
Yeah, 2-0 currently. We're halfway through the
second half.
Frederick's kept the ball on the good side of the field so far, though. In some instances.
Frederick got to turn it around. You can, like we said, this game is not out of reach.
It's really not.
You get one goal, and this game has become a.
And we haven't even tested Mountain View's goalie at all.
It's got
we
2 saves.
2 rollers that, I mean.
And the one shot that went over the crossbar.
Yeah.
If that would have been on net, that would have been really her biggest test. But it was just a little high. So like you said, we haven't really tested her yet.
No. We kicked like little soft ones at her, and she picked it up. She picked up the ball. If we give her a nice hard shot and really make her work for it, we can see what she's made of.
Free kick into the box. Frederick is a little mess right now, running a buck, trying to find a way to get Mountain View out of there. That's a missed touch, and it's going to go out of bounds. Mason, your head hung low there.
It's just, I don't know, man.
Throwing again. They are just moving. Right now, Mountain View's just moving fast.
They are. And it's like Mountain View's just capitalizing on Frederick's little mistakes. And it doesn't even have to be a huge mistake. It's just like a little mistouch like that, and Mountain View gets a shot on net. And it might not be like this. Briggs got a good save on it, and it's going to go the right direction. But that could go in. And then it's down 3. And it's just like little errors that's going to turn the tide of this game.
Frederick trying to get it past midfield now. Big opportunity now.
Man.
Can Rickman cut off the lane, get the ball? Rickman's getting tugged. Nothing there. Slowing it down. Rickman sends it across. Rosloff tries to get the shot, and Rickman's mad that she did it. And that ball is blocked on the shot.
Frederick still has it, though, and that'll be just
booted
absolutely booted. Track meet down the far sideline. Mountain View's got 3-on-1. Sliding tackle. That's clean. I'm not sure whose ball that's going to be, though. Looks like it'll stay. No? Mountain View? No. Yes, Mountain View.
Yeah, it's going to be a
That
Mountain View.
will be corner kick. Oh, here we go. Corner kick from Hickey.
Briggs has got to be prepared. This is where the 2 goals have come up from, is those corners.
One thing is Mountain View is not really attacking the box. They're kind of staying up higher.
I mean, I would be more of a defensive team right now. You're up by 2. You're just trying to get this game over with. In the box, perfect opportunity. Hit the body and went the wrong way as Hickey steps up and made a play on it. Briggs is pretty cool, calm, and collected
She very
right
much
now.
is.
Trying to,
She's definitely cool.
She a little calm. Probably
She
not.
be, I don't know if she's calm. She be worked up a little bit. Bomb of a kick. Just turned over, though.
And Hickey's all over, and Hickey takes a dive. Get back
That did
up.
not look like a dive.
Get back up. I mean, it's a they're playing physical, but
Yeah.
Hickey's got a – she kind of fell, which, I mean –
She might be used to the soft calls in club soccer, but not here in CHSAA. They let him play.
as Frederick needing to find the ball and set up an opportunity less than 17 minutes as Roslov gives her a little push in the back there.
And part of this just might be Frederick's frustrated. They've got 1 win on the season, looking to pick up a second, and Mountain View just is outplaying them so far tonight. And frustrations finally boil over. I mean, we're not seeing no, like, crazy scraps or nothing, but just like that.
Mountain View setting up the free kick right now, trying to open up an opportunity. It's a nice header from Hickey to send that ball into an offensive opportunity. Here comes Frederick. They've got some pace now. Can they find it down the wing? There's no really
Frederick's got
opportunity.
numbers there.
Schaefer. Can she step up? Schaefer gets a shot. Will it go? Golden Eagles! Addie Schaefer in the back of the net.
Man, oh, man. If now's the time to make a push, we better get going. What a through ball, too.
In the 55th minute of this game, Addie Schaefer finds the back of the net.
Ball will leak out of bounds. A little Frederick throw in. Lead cut in half. They're ready to go.
Addie Schaefer's goal in the 55th minute. Now they've got the momentum meter. They've got to find a way to get back in it. You have one. Can you get a second one? Try to knot this game up late. Briggs will let that one roll out the back of the goal.
If this is where the comeback comes, this would be
incredible.
Crazy
I mean,
tide turn.
It would be incredible. We did see it against Greeley Central. They scored late.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this game is not out of the woods yet. You just play till the final whistle. That was a nice shot from Schaefer, too. I mean, a little bit of a mistake on the goalie's part, playing too far out.
As a goalie, you have to challenge the shooter. That one-on-one ball, there's no way you're making this save on the goal line.
Well, yeah, you got to close down the lane so she doesn't really
Yeah.
have an opportunity to shoot. Schaefer took a great shot and made the net and gets that 4th goal for the Frederick Golden Eagles on the season.
I have Schaefer in class tomorrow. I'll tell her good job on that one.
Hit her with a good old GBN good job.
Yeah. Give her a thumbs up of approval.
Hey, it's late start tomorrow.
That is true.
I'm very excited.
Great news.
It's also, today is the 1st of April.
It is.
The world famous April Fool's
April
Day.
Fools.
We were thinking about making some April Fool's pranks for you guys today. We couldn't really think of
Nothing
one,
come to mind, no.
Yeah. We were thinking about saying the broadcast was canceled, but
big collision. No, we're not that. We're too professional for that.
We're too locked.
I feel like we're kind of talking like there's a minute left. There's still
plenty
13 minutes
time
left in this game. Like, a comeback is not that crazy. 1-goal game. Speaking of it, here we go.
Can Frederick find the opening? Schaefer's on a wing, and a beautiful move by Frederick.
Oh!
As the Mountain View player's down, but it's going to be a Frederick free kick.
That's a Ella Rolf, too. That was body on body.
That was a collision. And is that Rickman? Rickman stepping up, skied her first shot. Can she get number 2 to go home?
Come on, man. We're manifesting here.
Rickman looking for the equalizer. $12:57 to go. Shot from outside. It's the post of the field goal.
Man, oh, man.
Just a tough shot there.
She's got a rocket of a leg, though.
She does. I'm sorry, Schaefer's goal came in the 65th minute rather than the 55th minute.
Man, bad calculation on our end.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard.
It is difficult. Frederick turned over.
Can
I
they
think
get a shot from outside? Oh, the keeper lost it.
I feel like Frederick's got a little bit of juice here. Can we keep it on the right side of the half field, though? Midfield.
Frederick playing defensive now. They've got to push it into an offensive opportunity. They cannot give up a leaky goal here. Sent on down towards the midfield. Frederick's got to play the bounce, though. Frederick moving it down the wing.
A ball will roll out of bounds. I think it's a Mountain View throw-in. Yes, it will be.
It will be a Mountain View throw-in. Frederick nearly less than 11 minutes. Big step up there, make a big play. But just too much on the play. Frederick's got to turn it, though. They have an opportunity now. You're only down by 1. This is not like you have to go try to get 2 now. You only got to get 1.
You gotta, yeah. Pop one. Around 10 minutes, just over 10 minutes. Hopefully they can get one here.
Throw in for Mountain View. Throw in for Frederick. Big opportunity. Rickman sent it straight up.
Whoa.
Ball moving around. It's going to be again.
Sounds like a big bicycle kick.
Big throw in again for Frederick. Ball bouncing. Can Frederick get there? Oh, I didn't think she could pick up that ball. I thought that hit a Mountain View player.
Off the
so
Mountain
I didn't
View?
think she could pick that up, but I guess it went off Frederick. Booted into the air. Dropping down. Frederick, can they get the ball off of it? Stepping up. Can they make a play? Nobody's there in the middle to make that opportunity.
Frederick just keeps knocking these balls down, and they keep turning out like very well for him.
They've started to track it in the air, which they've needed to do. Just under 10 minutes to play. Frederick only down by 1. 2-1 the score. Mountain View up. Ian MacHendrie, Mason Shafratic here on the call on the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. Can Frederick find the equalizer? What have you seen from Frederick in this second half rather than that
I feel
first
like
half?
the front four, just like they got so much mojo and juice going. You get that ball to them, they're gonna find one. All about moving that ball up the field, though. If Mountain View just traps it in our defensive half, it's going to be a tough 10 minutes.
I mean, that's what they're going to try to do.
Well, yeah. Mountain View wants to play with the ball in the offensive zone.
They don't want Frederick to touch this ball.
No.
They want to be in a situation where Frederick can just play.
They'd love to hold it for the next
Exactly.
10 minutes.
But there's no way they can hold it for 10 minutes straight unless they, send it down the field and back up and down and back.
Exactly.
So Frederick's got to find a way to get the ball in this opportunity because I think Mountain View's starting to wear down too. I think the fatigue's starting to set in for both teams. It is cold. When you've been running a lot and it's that cold air going
You
into
can
your
see
mouth.
him Mountain View jumping on the bench too.
They're trying to stay warm. Like the more the sun goes down, the colder it's going to get, and it's just been getting worse and worse.
And I feel like Mountain View might just be a first half team. They came out flying. Like if we could rewind it and show first half play to now, it's just like night and day, to be honest. Kind of was, but that's not the reference there. So we can get some subs, one for both sides.
Needing to get some fresh legs on the pitch. And, you're being the one that's subbed off, that's got to feel horrible because now you're going to go sit on the bench and you are going to be cold.
But yeah, probably.
You've been running around. Your body temperature's not probably warm, but it's not going to be freezing.
You also get some water. It's probably going to be nice to.
It's going to be nice, but it's also going to be.
Go get yourself a drink.
Throw in for Frederick. So this is the opportunity that we were talking about where Mountain View cannot hold the ball for very, very long. As Schaefer tried to step into it, make a play, but couldn't. Receiving that ball. Mountain View comes away with it. Mountain View with it, controlling the pace, but Frederick take it away. Nobody for Mountain View on that far side. Can Frederick find the opening? And holy.
Oh my goodness, we apologize.
We're trying to watch it on the screen because it helps us see a little bit better, but this is.
Hickey just putting in the work over there and able to facilitate to her teammate.
Hickey's diving deep. She's getting in. She's everywhere, literally. She's making things happen.
And Hickey knows how to win, too. I guarantee you she's been on some good teams.
And here comes Mountain View. Frederick does a good job stepping in front, but corner kick coming up. As the PA announcer trying to get it.
He's trying to get them going. Another corner kick. Oh, man.
6 minutes to go. Frederick down by 1. 6 minutes of glory. Can Frederick find it? Frederick got to push it. Hickey's playing back. So they are definitely playing that keep away.
Yeah, they kind of had a weird inbound there. It's kind of soft touch right to Hickey, and
yeah, they were
trying to get her to run and gun.
They were trying to waste some of that clock.
5:30 here. Let's see what Frederick can do. Can we make a push?
Needing that late push. It's just becoming more of a, you're going to come to the end of this game, and it's going to become one of those what-if games,
Yeah.
What if you don't let that first goal in? What if Briggs corrals it? It's a 1-1 game right now. But you never want to think of just what-ifs. You got to make it happen.
They got to know, yeah.
You got to make it happen.
And I feel like this game is going to be one of the games that you look back at the end of the season.
And be like, oh, we should have won that one.
Yeah. And I feel like they could have made a better push throughout the game that's been played so far.
I will say, I think Frederick has been the better team.
Yeah, this second half, they've been the better team.
Because the 2 goals for Mountain View weren't good goals. They were not great goals. They were kind of slip-ups from Briggs. There's a chance here.
Run and gun style. Here we go.
Addie Schaefer again, trying to get her second on the night, try to tie this one up. She lost it, but she had no help.
No, she
was
Oh!
Getting chippy.
Come on.
It's getting chippy.
Frederick just has to have numbers with that.
If
she has 2 different options to facilitate that ball to, that ball would still be playing and Frederick would have a good look, but nope, just kind of turns to an automatic turnover there.
That's a rough situation. It's a 1-on-3, and not even the greatest players in the world can do that.
No.
So it is a rough opportunity. Throwing for Frederick. What can they do with it? Frederick needing the pace now. Frederick sneaking through. Off the leg of Rickman. Bouncing ball. Stepping in front. Frederick with an opportunity now. Nice stop and go. Dish off. Just lost it. Trying to find Rickman. The other Rickman sister running, racing back. Trying to get that ball to Briggs. And Briggs has got to push it right back up. We lost the ball. Don't know where it went.
Just under 3 minutes here.
It has become crunch time.
I like that. It is crunch time.
It is very much crunch time. It is one, it's, yeah, you got to figure it out now. This is the one opportunity that you need. And you got to figure out if you can score. If not, you're going to be walking home from this game with a
and if this game doesn't go the way Frederick wants it to, it's going to be a rough bus ride home. I feel like they've given good effort here in the second half, though. I feel like that the mid game talk was like encouraging and like they got the message and they came out flying. That came off a weird bounce off a heel.
Frederick can't let Mountain View pass. They've kind of pushed everybody up to offense.
Good hustle, Phoebe.
Hustling by Phoebe to make the play.
Cracking down to a minute 30 here.
This is the...
Oh,
whoa!
My!
It stayed in.
It stayed, no way.
No actual way that ball stayed in bounds. As it's a goal kick. Frederick needs to focus here.
Oh, no.
And Frederick lets a leaky one pass. Mountain View just put the dagger in Frederick.
That was the dagger. Offside! We're back in. Let's go!
It's not over yet. A minute 4 to go. Oh, actually, a minute 7.
Okay. It's so hard to see the clock.
A minute 6. So,
I'll get that set for you
a
guys.
minute now. Frederick need a miracle.
Briggs.
Oh,
no!
Mountain View holding. What can Frederick do? Mountain View set it in. Frederick can't control. Hickey. Ball rolls. Briggs is playing, letting it roll out. I don't know if that's the right call there from Briggs.
30 seconds. They got to get going. They got to just push that pace. And deep ball, ISO ball. One's kicked. Let's go. We can't even see the ball.
Frederick turns it over.
And she's just going to hold it in the corner and drain that clock. Man, oh, man.
Tough break.
Smart play by Hickey, but jeez, and that will be the dagger. So many highs, so many lows.
So close for Frederick, not where they wanted to end, but the effort was there. They did not just give in and take anything from that game. 2-1 your final here in Mountain View. Frederick just barely miss.
Just cannot find the equalizer.
That could have been 3-0, though. I mean, that was very close. Or 3-1, sorry.
Yeah. Thankful for an offsides there.
We were very excited about that
offsides. we were.
Tough break for Frederick, but not the worst.
Was not able. Oh, and we lost our camera.
What a game. It has been technical difficulties all over the place.
Yeah.
It's been a wild night here in Loveland. Mountain View got the better of Frederick today.
It's going to be a black screen for the – we'll get an interview, a post-game interview, but it'll be a lot of a black screen.
Black screen for the majority of this. Oh. Fans are giving one last roar. Yeah, that's the fun thing about this sport is that they'll do a last hurrah. They'll bring the teams in. As here comes Frederick's team. Valiant effort from Frederick today. Just fell at the end.
One went down like half a minute ago. Can you go tell him to plug it in?
Trying to work out the
yeah, we're trying to see the best we can do here. Trying to figure out something down on the pitch.
Trying to get this last final interview, but
last time we tried to do an interview, we were unsuccessful.
Yeah, it would have been a harsh time to do that interview.
Yeah.
But overall, Mason, not a horrible night for Frederick.
No, really not.
They did get a goal out of it.
They did. Moves our goal total to 4 on the year. We broadcasted 3 of the 4 goals. You want to touch back on the keys real quick?
Yeah, we can look at those.
Let's see. Did Frederick complete
these keys?
I think they did improve ball movement.
I think they did. They communicated well.
Yeah, they pushed the pace, and the biggest one for me was the press high and swing low. Where they played well in the defensive zone. I mean, giving up 2 corner kicks, I feel like you play pretty lights out defensively. And also just they pressed high. I mean, we got one, and I thought that one goal definitely gave a lot of momentum. It kept that ball in the offensive zone, but Mountain View, I would say, definitely had the offensive zone time overall. And then utilizing set pieces, Frederick didn't really, but Mountain View did. Mountain View did a great job utilizing set pieces. As we are going to get set here, maybe. Give us a second. A little technical difficulties around here. Maybe?
Possibly. Is it an opportunity?
I wish we could utilize set pieces like Mountain View did. Here we go. Let's send it on down to Carly for the last time tonight. Carly Evans, let's hear it.
Thanks so much, y'all. So I'm down here on the sideline with Addie Schaefer. Addie, you had the only goal in the game, leading to a very much closer score overall. So how did kind of your goal shift the team's mentality?
I feel like my goal shifted the team's mentality by bringing energy up and making us want to attack more than just be on the defensive side.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Carly.
Thank you, Carly. Tonight's broadcast of Varsity Girls Soccer between the Mountain View Mountain Lions.
Mountain Lions.
Mountain Lions. And you're Frederick Golden Eagle, brought to you by the talented crew of students here on the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. I've been junior Ian MacHendrie. Alongside me has been senior and technical producer Mason Shafronic, who has also been our director for tonight. Our camera operators have been Cole Stanton and junior Wyatt Morrison. The third member of our team down on the sideline is Carly Evans. And thank you to Hunter Vickers to be a PA tonight. For everyone at FHS, I've been Ian MacHendrie, and you've been watching the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. Good night, everybody.